So, first things first, came into work. This is what we do for a living. We come in most days and just play video games. This particular time, I was doing what's called live streaming. So I sent a few emails off that day, and then started live streaming. Went for about 2 hours, and near the end of it, I was on my last match, playing my video game, and I thought I heard some yelling going on in the office, which isn't too uncommon where we're working. It's usually kind of loud in here when we're recording our different stuff for YouTube or be it Twitch or something like that. So I didn't think too much of it, but then I thought I had heard through my headphones something resembling police and something like that, and sure enough, a few seconds later, I prepared myself because I had a pretty good idea what was going on, and sure enough, they burst through the door and had me get on the ground and handcuffed me, got me in a seat to go ahead and clear the rest of the building.
Right. So explain just as briefly as you can what you mean when you're live streaming. I mean, what does that mean?
So basically, part of our job, we do, like I had said, we do YouTube videos, but we also do something called live streaming, which is basically going on to a site called Twitch, and we broadcast ourselves playing these different games, whether we want to play them for fun or play them for more competitive styles and stuff like that. So I was actively playing a game with people online while streaming it to a few thousand people that were watching me play this with my webcam on.
Okay, and the video that we've seen on YouTube has the game taking up most of the screen, and it has you in the lower left corner in a small screen when the SWAT team comes in. So that's not what you're looking at. That's somebody else looking at you.
That was that view, that the YouTube video was, what people would have seen when they're watching the stream. All those different viewers that we had actually watching me play would have seen exactly what the YouTube video showed.
And so is there any way of knowing how many people were watching?
I think at the time there's about 3,000 people in there watching the live stream.
What went through your mind when you saw the SWAT team?
It was pretty scary, to be honest. I mean, I knew exactly what it was because we hadn't experienced it, but we knew of people that had experienced it in the past, and I knew almost right away what exactly was happening. But I was still frightened because having some guns pointed at you isn't exactly the most common thing to happen to you when you're just doing your regular everyday routine. So.
When you said I sort of knew what it was because I've known people that experienced it in the past. What do you mean?
So it's become kind of an alarming new trend where people on the internet they really like the anonymity of being online and being able to get away with stuff, and they like to test that sometimes. And it's becoming it's obviously turned into something more dangerous because originally we dealt with it where people would deliver pizzas to us or have taxis sent to our houses and stuff when they could gather our information. But now obviously you can see it's turned into something a little bit more serious. And as far as them calling in these fake threats just to be able to see something online and say, oh hey, I did that and I'm going to get away with it just because I'm online.
Has it ever happened to you and your team or in your office before?
The swatting has not. Like I said, we've experienced pizza and taxis at the most.
Okay. Well, why did you appear to be amused when they came in?
I don't. I've heard people say that I appeared amused, but I didn't have really any control over myself at the time. I was terrified, and I don't really know what was going through my head, but I was just scared for the most part, and it was I don't know. I guess people were saying I had a little bit of a smile on, but it wasn't. It was in no means intentional. So.
I think you've already answered this question for me, but there are people who say that video gamers have a pattern of calling 911 and swatting their opponents. And what do you say about that?
What was the question?
Well, there's this seems to be a knowledge out there that you just talked about, some kind of, I don't know if you want to call it a trend or just the phenomenon of video gamers calling 911 and having telling the police to go to wherever their opponent is for some bizarre reason. What do you think about that?
I mean, it's really not so much. I mean, I haven't seen too many instances where it's specifically people that were trying to get at other gamers that are on the other side. It's more so in our line of work. Like I said, we do have a fan following. We're entertainers and we make content for a very big audience. And there's like many big audiences out there, like a lot of Hollywood celebrities have. Not everyone likes you. And some people, they just want to be jerks, and they want to, have fun watching you have a big inconvenient day with, police raiding your building. So.
At the very beginning of the YouTube video, you say on there, I think we're being swatted, and that was even before the cops had come in. So why did you say that then?
Because I was fairly certain I knew what was happening at that point, because I heard them right outside my door, and I had a good feeling they were just about to burst in. So I just let everyone know that was going to happen, and sure enough, it did right after.
And who do you think did this?